People who fix computers for a living. What is the weirdest thing you've found on someone's computer? Worked at a retail store that fixes computers for a summer in college. This one guy brought in his computer for us to wipe or put an antivirus on or something. There was only one folder on his desktop. It was named Spank Bank. Naturally, I opened it and it was exclusively pictures of John Deere tractors. No weird stuff whatsoever. The dude had to have done it just to troll us. It worked. Back in my old 6th form college they would actively go through our accounts and search every folder for weird pictures. I've got nothing to hide, so naturally I made a folder called Great Tits. You open it, it gives another folder. Open that and it gives another folder. Open that, you get over 100 pictures of a bird called Great Tit. I was called into the headmaster's office for that, since the IT department reported me. Worth it. It's not surprising to find corn on a PC. What is surprising is having a well-known judge turn his MacBook in for repair and finding nearly a terabyte of tentacle corn on it. Fisherman's wife and fisherman's wife too, the retentacling. The weirdest thing I found in someone's PC was a group of like 5 to 6 lizards that were living in the case. Cold-blooded creatures found a warm box to live in. It was going great till one of them peed on the graphics card and shorted the card, killing it and the lizard. If only they were designed with that in mind. I could dig having symbiotic computer case pets. Then again, I guess I'm one. My room is like 5 degrees warmer when my computers are on. Just take your PC out of the case and mount it on the wall. Then your room is a PC case that you live in. A dampy blade, like how did it even get there? Let it rip. A semi-truck track racing website wherein the individual I was assisting was logged into a paid/premium account. I looked it up and it's something like $20 per month to access unlimited live streams of competitive semi-truck track racing. I'm used to finding screwed up con. That's pretty commonplace, but I've never met anyone into competitive semi-truck racing to a point where they'd pay monthly to watch it. I mean, TBHW all the various gearheads out there, it doesn't surprise me $20 is an hour or two of work for most people, and I can see that being time saved from having to search for all your content. A whole terabyte of porn scattered throughout every folder of his computer, and he was such a nice, unassuming old man. Apparently there is a porn star called Jugs Bunny. Big Jungus. The most hilarious thing I found was when I was fixing a friend's laptop. He had a shortcut to his desktop on his desktop. Edit. Some people here are thinking it was a shortcut to the folder desktop. It was not. It was literally a shortcut of the go to desktop feature. Meaning if you double clicked it, it would just minimize everything and show you the desktop. Or if you were already in it, reopen all windows. So pretty useless. It was a laptop, so no double monitors or anything like. Had a good laugh when I saw it. Did you click it? I did, yeah. Wanted to know if something would happen. Like when you throw the bin's shortcut into the bin. A folder filled with photos all labeled with dates. Just of what seemed like the same weird pigeon crossbreed or something. It was the lifespan basically of this bird. I was absolutely stunned. I only looked through the folder cause he said he'd be okay with me factory resetting the PC as long as I saved this one file. There were so many photos, like a picture a week for like a maximum of 5 to 6 years. Had to throw it on 2 of the USBs we had due to the sheer amount of photos. This is far more wholesome than most of the stuff on here. All of us knew what was awaiting us when we opened this thread. Not a computer, but I used to repair printers for a small company in Southern California. Most of the time I'd get calls to offices to service their workhorse printers, but occasionally I'd get a call to a private residence or home office. A woman greeted me at the door of this particular private residence call and walked me into her office to take a look at her inkjet printer. On the way through the house, I noticed that the woman's dress matches the decor of the house, magenta top and black pants. Then I noticed that everything in the house matches, but there are only 3 colors: black, white, and magenta. She takes me into the home office, where she explained that she was concerned her printer was infested. I responded along the lines of infested by what, do you suppose? Her response? Dust mites. Printer wouldn't power up, so I asked if she had the manual for the printer. She did, and proceeded to open a drawer, pull out one of about 3 dozen plastic bags in said drawer, and pull out the printer manual from within. Every document this lady had was in a plastic bag. She was pathologically afraid of dust mites. I took one more look at the printer and was easily able to tell what happened after looking inside it and seeing large discolored areas. She had set off a bug bomb inside her printer to try to kill whatever dust mites may have been in it. Recommended new printer. Well, you don't have to worry about bugs in the software at least. Less weird and more awkward. I used to work in tech support 10 years ago. One of the help desk supervisors was amazing. Always had a terrible pun to share. Gave me several lifts home after a night shift, going out of his way to sew, and was generally an incredibly nice bloke. I hold him responsible for the fact that the client of the company I worked for hired me out of it, and I went on to be super successful in it. He gave me that chance, told people they were wrong about me, and I could go far. Few years back, he killed himself, leaving his non-computer literate wife with all his weird tech stuff and computers. When I found out he had committed suicide, I reached out to her to pass on my condolences and offer any assistance I could. She apparently knew who I was by the things he had said and took me up on the offer to take a look at his computers and merge them into one PC she could use. So I did. Before doing so, I sat down with her and went through every file and directory, asking her if she wanted it kept, etc. All in all, took a few days as we went through every backup he ever did. Day 1, when directory diving, I opened a folder that just had a big old picture of his schlang. Cue incredible awkwardness. She asked me to delete it, and we moved on. A week later I came back to finish the job and go through the last files before I merged the hardware to make her a supercomputer. Unfortunately, I was going through backups and didn't recognize the directory structure, and boom, there is his junk again, in full HD glory. Miss the old dude, but I wish the image of his sausage that is burnt into my retina wasn't. I didn't really find it, but I had a guy with 2 MacBooks full of viruses. He told me right off the bat that he watches loads of Korn on them. Definitely wore gloves for that one. Linus Tech Tips found a crack pipe in a PC case once. Good times. The most disgusting thing I've ever found in someone's computer was not their goat corn collection. It was, rather, a computer that had been used in a small enclosed office where smoking was not allowed, but where the user did smoke, regardless of what was allowed. You know how, when you take the filter out of a clothes dryer, there's a sheet of lint on it that you peel off? Yeah, now imagine that, only it's made of oily, woolly sweater lint cemented together with brown tar and grey ash, with the smell of a gade ashtray. Your typical 2000 era tower PC has a number of cooling fans, for instance on the power supply, the CPU, the video card, and sometimes one behind the front panel, especially on machines with multiple 10k RPM hard drives. None of them are designed to work through a layer of gunky, sticky tar. The goat corn thing is made up. I'm more concerned about the goat corn collection. I was helping someone find a file for some reason where I work, and they had a folder called steak corn. My curiosity got the better of me, and I opened it. It was filled with pictures of raw steaks. Do you know my dad? Course that's something he and his dad friends would probably do. I work in it, so of course that means I'm its support for all my family. One day about 8 years ago, my brother phoned me to sort something that his son has done. The convo goes a bit like, bro, can you swing by mine and have a look at the house PC? Me, sure, but it probably won't be till tomorrow. Bro, can you come round now, cause Chrissa has been on the internet and one of the sites has put an icon on the desktop and I can't get rid of it, and it needs to be gone before his mum comes home from work. Me, really? Haha, I'm on my way. I get to his house and he can't keep a straight face. How bad is it? I ask, but he just points up the stairs to where the PC is. I sit down in front of the PC and turn on the monitor, and I'm greeted by an icon in the middle of the screen. harrywomen.com. I nearly peed myself laughing. Before you all ask, no, I did not click on it. I removed the icon and me and my bro still chuckle about it. What made it even funnier is that years later my nephew realized that he is gay and thought it was hilarious when I jokingly asked if it was this site that made him gay. Lol. I actually forgot this one till your comment. There was a virus in the past late 2000s that would put 3 to 4 fake corn icons on the desktop with a cleanup program that would ask for money. The funny part is that 80% of the customers that came in for it were elderly women. Many years ago now, was copying over person's pictures to a hard drive as she requested before it was to be rebuilt. I wasn't looking at the screen, but glanced over to see the progress, and that's when I saw dozens of photos of this woman's vibrator. Nothing sexual, just had it in various places. The weirdest was seeing it in bed and covered up and tucked in with just the tip poking out on a pillow. She was embarrassed as heck. Her face as red as a tomato, and all I could say was, "It's okay. I see weirder things all the time. This is nothing. I never told anybody at work about it. This should be higher." Honestly, the best part is that you told her it wasn't the weirdest you'd ever seen, and yet here we are on this thread. Ha ha ha.